Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Saturday, July 6, 2024. In the last couple of days, there was a little bit of excitement in the media when it was announced by Lara Loomer that there was a medical emergency on Air Force One involving 46. It was quickly found or declared to be a false story, but I wanted to still take a look at that for a couple of reasons. And let's go to a compilation I've got. We'll see what some of those reasons are and see what the universe wants to tell us about this non-incident. Now, as I go to the share screen, I've got to admit, my first reaction to the news was, which 46? Here's 4 of them for you to choose from, okay? And I couldn't get them all on one screen too well, so here's another 6 you can pick from. We have a plethora of 46s in the world. So if one of them has a medical emergency, I don't get too excited. I mean, I'm looking to see how they wrap up this storyline for this character in the drama that is US politics, but I don't have any specific worry about one single Mr. 46 because there's so many of them. Now, here is an article. I bet you never thought I would recommend anything from MSN, but here we go. They, MSN News had from India.com an article about the medical emergency and reports about it. And then I really like some of the links they had below about it. So it was just kind of interesting to me. So anyway, supposedly this has all been debunked. It's a non-issue. There was not a problem, but it did cause some discussion on the alt media discussion boards. Now, one commenter said, the interesting thing was that someone leaked it. His inner circle or hand-picked press people, they are losing control. Indeed, if this story came straight out of Air Force One, that means someone in that inner circle felt free to leak the information to Miss Loomer. Okay, another anon commented, there was some weird behavior on the part of Joe and company. Part of the traveling press pool was dumped in Wisconsin rather than allowed to catch a ride on Air Force One. This is indeed true. While this is supposed to not have happened, there were press that were removed from the flight roster for Air Force One and were not allowed, as they had been promised, a ride on Air Force One. Another commenter said, Loomer breaks real stories all the time. I've said in the past, guys, I even did a video about her, that she's one of the journalists that I actually have some trust in. That's why the narrative builders hate her. They could be trying to figure out who's leaking intel to her. Okay. And then if you want to see, the Forbes published a video, and here it is already on YouTube, of the character Biden coming down the steps from that plane, the same one that was not allowing press on. They made sure to get a video of a Biden coming down the stairs and acting as normal as a 46 is going to act. So what I thought was interesting was, I want to ask the universe for insights and information about this reported incident and then declared non-incident. Were they trying to ruin Lara Loomer's credibility? Are they trying to find who a high up leaker is in the 46 cadre? Or was there really something going on, but they had another mask ready for someone to come down and impersonate 46? So let's just ask the universe for insights and information about that whole incident. Okay. I'll try to phrase it in such a way that the universe feels free to let us know what's going on with it. And again, we're going to be very careful to let them know that we would like to have insights and information about what happened on the plane with the person playing the part of Joe Biden. Because, like I said, I have pictures of 10 of them for you to choose from. Oh, if he was a split personality, that'd be a lot of personalities there. Okay, well, let's go to the cards. You can watch me work with them. We'll find out together what the universe wants us to know about this July 5th incident, where it was reported and then debunked quickly that, or supposedly debunked, that 46 had some sort of medical emergency en route to Delaware, to and from Delaware. Okay, I'm gonna change the camera and let's do this. Oh, by the way, if you're a new or newer viewer, I do have an afterword that is specifically geared towards you. So I invite you to stay for the afterword, or if you're not interested in staying for the whole video, go towards the end because I do have some words of wisdom for you. All right, we are looking for insights and information about the July 5th incident or non-incident, where it was reported that there had been a medical emergency aboard the aircraft that is known as Air Force One. There's even a fake one of those. If you ever saw the video of 46 falling 3 times going upstairs, I've done a video about that. You were supposed to notice that that particular Air Force One wasn't even completely painted. So the Air Force One functioning and seen in the public eye as Air Force One yesterday, that incident. We'd like insights and information. Are they trying to discredit a reporter, ferret out a leak? Or was it really an incident? Or is there something else that I haven't even considered? Let's find out. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune, right off of Major Arcana, Queen of Cups, the Fool, another Major Arcana, the Emperor. We have another Major Arcana with the Death card, King of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. I am going to get additional cards out of the deck to balance these out, but I have to tell you guys, it is really unusual to have 1, 2, 3 major arcanas, 4 major arcana showing up out of 7 cards when they're not a large proportion of the deck. So the Wheel of Fortune is always turning, and I think this is indicating that yeah. Okay, now guys, bear with me, because what I do here is try to decipher what the cards are kind of telling and blend that in with some intuition. Okay, I'm going to move these cards down just a little bit so you can see the Fool card a little better. I apologize for that. The I have to laugh again. The Fool card, setting out on a new path. So Biden was setting out on the campaign trail. And the Wheel of Fortune indicates a usually positive action type of card, positive moving forward. Now, the Wheel of Fortune never stands still, and the Wheel of Fortune is indeed bringing some change into the life of the person seen in the public eye as Joe Biden. Queen of Cups talks about, yeah, let's use our intuition, our emotional intelligence to kind of consider this. Again, they have lots of actors, but they might not have had a spare one that easily on Air Force One. The current, we have the Emperor, which is not 46, front and center here. So I'm kind of watching as some changes happen, and it looks like, yeah, it is time for Mr. B to leave the public arena, as I have said in my before July even started, and I said it months ago that I didn't think he would be on the ticket if we get as far as having some sort of an election. So I kind of hope we don't. I'm ready for change, really, really big, fundamental, reality shaking change. But again, there is, yeah, so this is just part of it. They were testing the water. I think I am getting the sense that the Biden camp was trying to see where information was coming, who it was coming from. So that was why it was done in a controlled environment of Air Force One. King of Wands is kind of for the near future, we're going to have a change. It's been well thought out and considered. So that's coming up for us again. So we got the death card, not showing death. It seldom does, but it does indicate a change that has been long in the process. And definitely this administration has been in there months and months longer than I ever thought they would be. Okay, I'm going to get my other cards. Ace of Swords. Now, I didn't have a yes or no element to my question, so we'll see. It's working with the woohoo Ace of Cups, which had a yes or no element to my question. And then we have the victory card of the Six of Wands working with the Two of Swords, which usually again talks about, use all your senses and be ready to take action because the time is coming soon when we will be. So we've got that waiting period is kind of going up. We do have change in the wind, guys. Absolutely. Now let's look at the traditional meaning of the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. And then kind of layer that into what we've been getting so far. The Ace of Swords is a victory card. It usually involves legal, it's our written and spoken words, and also kind of justice is indicated with the swords. And then the Ace of Cups is a kind of a love card, that there's a potential for change that we're really happy about. So I like that these are working together. Okay, we've got a victory coming up, change we're going to be happy about. I love that I'm seeing that in these. So that's what we've got so far. Is again intuitively, yeah, that speculation that they were trying to cap off a leak in the inner circle for 46 is definitely part of what was going on, and the other part of it is a distraction, But underlying that is the fact that there is going to be some upcoming changes with 46. The Fool has set out on a new path. His handler let go of the leash, I guess. So on the 5th of July, there was a report that was supposedly debunked that 46 had had some sort of medical emergency on Air Force One. And while that was supposedly not true, there were some elements to the reporting that were kind of odd. For example, some journalists that had been promised to fly on Air Force One were told they couldn't all of a sudden. They were not allowed on board. And while it was reported and some video was provided of a 46 descending Air Force One, we don't have any eyewitnesses of that, just the video. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Now, there was speculation and chatter in the alt media community that what may have been going on here really had little to do with Mr. B, as it had to do with finding and stopping a leak in his inner cadre. And also the fact that Lara Loomer often breaks some big news stories and is not appreciated by those trying to craft a narrative that doesn't involve a lot of truth, that it may have been an effort to get her to break some news that wasn't actually confirmed and verified. In other words, trying to discredit her a little bit, which I would definitely be on the lookout for that they will attempt that. But I still say she's good people trying to bring truth. Absolutely. That's my opinion. That's the Laura's view on it. And that's in the title, so you get a little of that in with the tarot reads. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune said that things are changing for Mr. B. We had a lot of major arcana show up and some aces. So wow, the universe really wanted to discuss what was going on here. Reason past the Fool. Not only is times to change it, but there's a new path that is intended for the person playing the part or the role of in this American comedy drama that is politics. So roles are changing. Front and center, we have the Emperor, which is not Mr. B. It's usually White Hat Alliance kind of. They're watching the proceedings and kind of, nothing can stop what is coming. They're kind of in charge of what's going on. Didn't catch them by surprise. The shenanigans with the that announcement, and Queen of Cups was giving us a little further insight about that Wheel of Fortune. Just said, use your thinking caps, guys. When we get news stories like this, what are they trying to take our vision away from, our attention away from? What are they trying to harvest some of our attention energy for? Just use your emotional intelligence, okay? Like I said, I showed you 10 pictures of Mr. B's. So that have to get them completely off the stage, you're going to have a lot of endings. The Death card showed up for the near future, again confirming, as the universe has over and over with me, that Mr. B's tenure and the story that involves him is kind of wrapping up and coming to an end. And I say it will before the balloting in November. So, and I've been getting that for quite some time. King of Wands, Truth and Wisdom card, near future, there is going to be some truth coming out about those endings. I love that. The Four of Pentacles, I didn't talk about it much during the read, but it just simply indicated that, again, they're trying to be careful with their resources, and some of that is, again, trying to find whoever that leak is and cap that off, and so they can control the narrative in these winding down days of 46's administration in the way that they'd like to. Then we got some further insights. Now, these are near future cards, and these are cards that aren't as impactful as the other, but still lovely. The two aces came up in a row, Ace of Cups and Ace of Swords, talking about that there's going to be some celebrating, some successes happening. There's we're going to be happy about some news, something that comes out in written or spoken form. Again, following on that death card, so that change is something we're going to be happy about. And that ties back to my look ahead reading for July. So I don't know if you don't believe what the cards do. I do. I really do. So the final two cards, we had a victory card showing up with the Six of Wands, and it was paired with the Two of Swords. And again, those are written and spoken words, often also associated with justice and the legal processes. So there's going to be some proceedings that we're very happy about. Absolutely. So whether or not there was a medical emergency, it does seem like the announcement served a purpose of trying to ferret out a leak, a mole in the inner cadre. So I hope that leaker stays safe. And don't let it discourage you from giving what Lara Loomer reports on at least due diligence and consideration. Absolutely. Okay, and she has suffered a lot trying to bring truth through the years. And she's not in the old boys club as far as I can tell. So she really, like I said, I admire her, and I wouldn't still be doing what I'm doing if I'd had to live through what she's had to live through. So that's it for this video. If you're willing to accept it, I'd love to send you love and light and everything bright. And I thank you for viewing. And if you're staying around for the afterward, hang on. We'll wait about 5 seconds and go for it. Okay, so the afterward, that has nothing to do with the tarot read, but it does have to do with tarot reading. And this little advisory is geared towards newer viewers. Okay, if you're a newer viewer and you're still kind of on the fence about tarot, I want to assure you that I use tarot cards in a way that not all tarot readers do. There's some that do, just like I do, but not very many. And I use them simply as an intuitive aid, an intuitive tool. I do not channel, because I believe if you invite something in, you might be unable to get it all out. So the only insights and intuition nudges that I get are from my loving creator and my higher self. Those are the only sources I allow, the only sources I need. I am a born-again Christian who uses tarot cards. Deal with it. Now, identifying myself as a born-again Christian, I want to go on and also say that I know we have been taught half-truths and wrong things, but I believe that the big truths about how we were made, who loves us, and who wants the absolute best for us is still available as truth for us, even if there's other things that have been hidden from us and obscured and everything else. So yeah, I am one of those tarot readers who don't channel, and I never will. And I've told you who my sources are, and I hope you can appreciate that and maybe shake off some of the programming that you were taught and I was taught, that tarot is nothing but evil and is only used by witches and is horrible, and that's just false. That's just false. And as I assured some of my Christian friends who I've lost in the course of starting this channel, I said, I believe tarot couldn't be used as an intuitive aid positively and prayerfully. And that's how I use it. So That's it for this video. If you stuck around for that, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Now, after this, afterward, if you choose to go back to more traditional content or what have you, I don't blame you. Okay, you were free to come in, you're free to leave. But if your discernment tells you there's something to what I say or what the cards are telling me, then pray about it and stay over it. Thank you. Until next time, if you're willing to receive it, because I won't push it on you. Again, love, light, and everything bright.